Hello, hey, what's up? Okay, so I'll try to be a little bit more subdued, which I know everybody doesn't like, but I like it. Okay, so let's do strategy session 101 slash accent tag because I'm still interested in my accent. Because, like, okay, I'll be honest because I just want to say it. It's like chomping at the bit or on the tip of my tongue. It's like, I'm like still confused because I grew up in San Francisco with a lot of Russians, and I went to high school in Las Vegas, which I think is like especially freshman year, that is such a big deal to us Americans. So I just said it just cause. So I look a little grimy just because like I had the screen like on my face, self-explanatory, and then I was bothered because like I knew I wanted to make a video, but I kept on rewatching the last one, and I was felt like I was stalling, but I knew I wasn't, so it just like bother. Okay, so obviously I'm not the smartest person per my jokes and personality. Okay, it's so obvious that I don't really know too much. But yeah, I just know what I know and I like what I like. So, okay, so strategy session 101. Just to help everyone out there who may need a little help in their life. Okay, so, America. I'll just start off with talking about America and how I really feel like America is such a close knit country. Like, we see it all the time on the news and we start to believe it too, and even Survivor started doing it. But, like, we're so conservative Christian, we just know that people aren't like that. And if they are, they're 5150 and removed from society, just for not fitting in the beehive. And, like, I don't want to be that happy go charisma person, but, like, because I don't do it, I just don't think racism exists. It's so old fashioned. You only see it on the internet. If someone were to act that way in real life, they would probably get punched. So people know not to do that. And why would you do that? I don't have it in me at all to do that in public or even alone in my room or even when I'm like click whispering to myself or even on camera or anything. I just don't think about it. I don't look up words. I'm not interested in it at all or the history of people, PPL. I think I'm just gonna like come to grips with my dumb. It's just like we just don't care about school, about history. We just don't. We just don't like jobs. Like, we just want money, like, for free. Who wants to work for money? Like, seriously. My mom, she's always like, she taught me, she's like, don't ever work for free. And I'm like, who wants to work for money? Yeah. Okay, anyways, so like I guess just a few things I was like thought was just because it's on my mind. It's just like book smart people who like Liz is the exemplary example of a smart Asian on Survivor. She is so overeducated that she doesn't need her 3 degrees, and she's an urban planner. Um, she had a great personality. She was strong physically, but she didn't win. Um, I don't think anyone can say a bad thing about her. Like, she's probably every dude's favorite Asian is just Liz. If you really watch the show. Um, but no one talks about her, you know. She didn't stand out and was like a great personality or won any popularity contest. Why? Is it because she's Asian? Is it a race? You know, but like us Americans, we just know like no one cares about anything and don't make a big deal about stuff to not make a big deal about it. I'm just gonna ignore that. And we just understand it, you know, like I almost get offended when like Canadians are like, why don't you see what I see? And like, she was so great. You're Asian, John. Don't you have like anything about it? And then, I don't know. I think my American takes over and like, I'm like a racist. I mean, sorry, I'm like a raceless transy or whatever, you know? Like, I just don't care. And then it doesn't offend me that I don't care or no one cares. It's just a TV show. I don't know if people get offended when I say that it's just a TV show to me. You know, I'll admit I was obsessed about it when I was a kid. You know, but I was 13 years young. And so much has happened in my life. But I do still watch it, and I do still watch it, and I still keep up with it, even though it's hard. I know I'm not the target audience anymore. I know it's like purely. I know everything in America is marketed towards kids, is very anti Japan. You know, in Japan, everything is adults only, and kids like get their lips sewn shut, African style. But like in America, everything is marketed towards kids. Video games, food, your mom, everything, TV shows. So like after like I don't know, after college, I was just like, you know, Survivor is not meant for me anymore. But I'm gonna keep watching because I'm a huge fan, you know. It's actually really hard for me to not let things go, if that makes sense. Like, because everyone else does, and I just want to follow the crowd and follow the herd, but it's so hard for me not to do it because, like, I just know it's the right thing to do. You know, John, I know I love Survivor. Why would I ever? Oh, and then, I noticed my friends, we're huge game, and they, I know exactly how they feel when I ever bring it up, Survivor. They're just like, you know, John, you talk so fondly about that show, Survivor, and we thought you liked RPGs a lot. Um, and then like when you say their names, like you say it so sincerely, it makes us think you know them. Uh, and don't you like video games ever since you were like a children? And then yeah, but like video games is so niche that if you ever to bring it up at work, I would obviously talk to it about you with you, but I would just be like, this is so inappropriate because like you're just not supposed to talk about things like that in public. You know, I think TV is very safe for work. Survivor is the family friendly show right now. Every kid loves it. They love the challenges. It's so family oriented. There's such a family theme going on. It teaches young kids like friends first, family second. And that's just like the mentality of us 90s kids is like our friends is everything to us. And we know our parents are just like people, you know, we don't owe them anything, you know, like at all. They're just people and they want it to be that way too. Like, I'm sure every parent is just like, I hope my kid isn't so emotionally attached to me. Like, when I die, they like break their life over it, you know. I don't want to be that close with my child. Um, yeah. You know, it's so hard to just be chill. I don't want to say normal because that's like the word you're not supposed to say now, but like I just feel like that word is in the air all the time because like anytime you say something like, oh, I'm like, okay, this is a question I get all the time. I'm gonna just say it. It's just like LGBTQ, and then I'm just like, oh, growing up, I was just normal, and I like girls, and I want to get married. And then they're like, so you think being gay is not normal? And then that's when I hightail it out of the room, because I'm just like, you know, I don't want to have to like explain myself about my own normalcy and how normal life is. So, no, RMAL. And then, like, yeah, I just don't know what the internet is teaching kids or schools anymore. Uh, and then, so strategy 101. Okay, so, another thought was just like, the other big word right now is like the best insult right now is you're such a basic bitch. And pretty much what that means is just like you're boring. You know, you have no personality and you don't get likes and hits online because you're a fuckity fuck. You have nothing important to say, you know, you don't make sense. You don't have any friends. You know, it's like that whole thing. And I guess I don't know. I've never been called basic anything, but for people like that, you know, I just was thinking in the bathroom real quick. I was just like, you know, there are ways to fix that, and it's basically just try really hard, you know. Cause like, I guess I was just like, I mean, I don't want to keep saying it, but I was just normal growing up. I'm not blessed by God with a good personality or anything, but I was just normal. And I did normal things. You know, it was a normal time in time, just like 80s, 90s, you know. I don't know what else to say. I mean, if like people make you feel that way, you can always find other friends and like If you want to make friends with older people online, do it. Go for it. You know, like who cares about anything? I made friends with everyone online. I remember so many older friends. Young I was always the youngest though for a while, and then some other people, so younger people, people in my middies, like I was friends with everybody, and I never gave anyone anything about anything. I was just like, let's talk strategy. How can we help each other right now? You know? And I'm always like, try to stay online for as long as you can, you know? Like that. Um, and then another thought I had was just, oh, this is gonna be fun. So, America. And then, like, so pretty much what that means is just like, everything is ours, like in America, like even import goods is just like they're catering to us because we'll buy it. And if we buy it, it's mine. And if it's mine, it's all of ours. I bought it, you guys. Like I'm gonna take a pic and post it online. Oh my god, we got it. Like that. And then it's kind of like a stutter joke, kind of like, oh, if you're dating a girl, that means the whole group is dating her. Kind of like your girlfriend is our girlfriend, my girlfriend. So everything you do with her, like I'm doing, like that. Kind of like we're all share buddies. And that's like the most unspoken rule in Stotterdom is just like sharing is caring and like share bears. Pretty much it stems from like if you got weed, that means you got to share with everybody, no matter what, and you can't expect like uh you can't expect any money back for it, but you just always have to share it if you got some. So it's like share bears and like whatever you do with your girl, that means we've all done that too, you know. Kind of like a living vicariously through your brother type of thing. Um, like if your real life brother has done this, that means you've done it too. Not just because you're brothers, just because you know each other. So like share bears. Um, so like if you've never done anything as a kid, just like go online, pick up stories, and just be like, I did this, like or whatever. Work on your lying, or I just elaborate stories is what I usually say. Everybody does it. Everybody elaborates everything in their life. And it's not stretching or making soup, but it's elaborating. Because like I always have to explain, elaborating is just making something a little bit brighter, like a word a little bit shinier, bigger font. I like to say I use commas for pauses for inflection. I want you, the reader, to pause right here, take a breath, and think about what you're reading right now, because it's like anecdotal truth. It's like IRL information. I wanted to say info and information, and it came out information. Yeah, and then stretching is more like lying, pretty much. Like you're lying to your kids if you pour water in the freaking crab soup. You know what I mean? Because you can always taste when it's watered down. It's not real soda. Um, and then where was I? Oh, America and like sharing. So like we're just all one close knit neighborhood in America, or like a crack den. I've been waiting to say that word for like days, like five. America is such a crackdown of like just one bedroom houses with like a shed roof, a roof, and like it just is. There's drugs everywhere, no matter where you look. It's in the garbage can, it's in your refrigerator randomly. You know what I mean? You're gonna find drugs in McDonald's. You know you will. Um, the word drugs is just nothing to us. Drugs is a new dead, I think. You know, like, oh, like I died, lol. And then now it's just like drugs. I know other countries is like OMG droga, you know, like in Italy or like Brazilian. But us, we're just like dregs. And you're bear, Teddy. In your notebook, dregs. Dregs in your hair at the haircut place. Can you imagine some bitch saying the word haircut place? We are that stupid in the United States. In the United States, like, I just imagine some crazy girl being like, oh, that haircut place. Alright, so yeah, so I'll just say what's on my mind. Like, um, in America, like, the internet was there, it was going on in the 90s, America Online, AOL, and all of our time, news during those times is just on the internet. And we just know everything going on from then on until now. So it's just like this is our business, and like, you know, everyone knows a little bit about everything. Like, random New Yorker blonde haired girl, short Kurt, is just like, oh, Final Fantasy 3 SNES, and it's just like they just know a little bit about everything, you know. Um, and I'm just like, oh, like Hermes or whatever, or like Aisha Tyler, you know, and you know, you just know stuff, and then like it's our stuff, you know. That's how I feel, and it might not be the best. I don't know why I did that, but like we just love it because it's American and it's ours. It's shiny. Um, it's like middies, you know, it's not super $80, but it's like maybe like you drop like you know, like random 52, 58, or 53, you know, it's like, oh, I paid bang for this. And it shows mom and she's like, I and then you like show your dog brother and he's all like, I and then like you show your sis and she's like T and you're like Tay Woods. Um, it's like the Smiths family talking like that. I know everyone's like that all the time. Yeah, did I get everything? It's like, oh, I talked about strategy session 101 or strategizing 101. And it's just like, you don't have to keep talking like me. I just like that. I don't know why. I don't think it's like a rule. Um, but I keep thinking about my dad. He's like, whenever I'm driving and I'm not talking to your mom, I fall asleep. So like I always think about that, and it makes me want to keep talking, because money talks, and talk is money. Yeah, I don't do that. Um, I have my own style. Like, I don't think I'm anything there. You know, I think I'm unique. You know, I always agree with myself still. Like, I remember in like kindergarten, Mrs. Beverly Smith Johnson was like, you will always agree with yourself or something like that. Like, you just always will. And like, when you start disagreeing with something you believe in or like you know is right because you're you and you believe everything about you and what you know, when you disagree with yourself, it's just like, you know, something's wrong in your world. You know, so I still agree with myself and everything I say all the time. I know I'm right all the time. That's so normal for everyone, you know. Everybody believes what they say is right, or else why would they say it? That's so redundant. Zero. Alright. Bad joke. um yeah, like I don't try to like emulate anyone. I just like take TV for what it is. It's just like entertainment for all of us, you know. I guess some people now kind of like resonate with a character, and I mentioned it before, and they kind of derive their whole personality from that one favorite, and um, yeah. I'm a little too much though, I noticed, because like the stuff I say, if you're not like with it, like you just wouldn't get me at all. But like I just feel like I think it's my straight up voice. I think my voice just like gives it away to people. They just like John, you know. That helps too with people believing you. It's just your name and my voice. I think those two things help me out the most. Never worked on my voice ever. Voice. I was always pretty quiet when I was like a small tyke. I don't talk to myself. Never knew what that meant when I was younger. You'd think an only child would know, but I just never did it. Even when I saw other people doing it, I just thought they were weird. I just don't do it. I don't pray out loud. I don't click whisper. Like, I would literally get my arm cut off and not say a word. It's just not in me. I don't know why parents let their little kids, like, play like that, like talking to themselves and stuff. For some reason, people think singing is okay, but I still don't, as a John. It's so hard to say something to Filipinos here because they love singing and they think singing to themselves is okay. Culturally, you know, culturally, I'll agree with it, but like personally, I don't think saying things to yourself is straight. I just don't. I was gonna say a really good joke. I was like, I know why people are so interested in what we say when we orgasm. I just feel like that's like the number one thing they try not to Google or like watch like a That's International video on. I don't know why they're so interested in sex. Because I was thinking of Kinsey the other day and like nifty.org and like lemons and stuff. And I was like, why is this shit online and stuff? And it made me think of another story that I wanted to share. And it was like, it's a part of this video though. It's like, we have the funniest stories in the US. And the best one is the whore in H school who hits up every dude and her parents find out. And so they take her out of school and they move out of town. Everybody's heard that before. And the other one, and you can insert any person in that situation. Just think, John, why did John leave the US? Does it have to do with the whore in high school? Maybe. Probably. And I had another funny story, but that would beat it so bad. Um, yeah. And like, in college, I'm Filipino. I had a really pretty white girlfriend, and her name was Cassidy, and I'll never forget that name. That I want to name my daughter it. Um, but she had the most perfect teeth, and when we kissed, like it tasted like just water, And I was really close with her brother, and I used to call him Mitch, but his name is Seth, and their last name is Tamer. Um, and me and the bro were like closer than me and her, so it was kind of like damn. Oh, there's more. So it was kind of like kind of normal, kind of like relationship. So we just kind of got what happened actually. I That's my go-to for every dating story is just we got bored of each other, but I know that's not true for this one.